long, long time ago, when things were not quite as they are today, the wind and the sun used to argue all day long about who was the strongest and most useful of the two. Huh, what good are you when I can dance and roar and howl around the treetops? Said the wind to the sun. All you do is shine. What use is that? The sun, who never got upset or raised his voice, just smiled and said, Now there's no need to get so heated. I have my own way of doing things, you know. And he gently moved across the sky towards evening. Huh, said the wind. We should have a contest to see who is the strongest. Then you will see how powerful I really am. And he rustled the leaves of some nearby trees. Then, with a mighty howl, he blew as hard as he could until their very roots seemed to come out of the ground. The sun just smiled and said, Very well. If you want a contest, then we'll have a contest. You see this grumpy-looking gentleman coming up the hill? The wind looked and saw a red-faced, angry-looking man struggling to the top of a steep hill. If you are so clever, continued the sun, let us see if you can get that man's coat off his back. Are you kidding? The wind roared. That's as easy as this. He then blew on a whole field of dandelions so that the air was thick with whirling seeds. Now, said the sun calmly, there's no need to show off. You don't honestly think you can win, do you? Said the wind. We shall see, said the sun gently. We shall see. Just you watch this, said the wind. I'll show you who is the most powerful. Then the wind began to blow around the grumpy-looking man. It was a cold breeze that got stronger and stronger. But the old man just turned up the collar of his fine green coat and began to look even grumpier as he trudged up the hill. Now for the rough stuff, said the wind. He puffed himself up and blew a fierce gust down the hill towards the man. The man grabbed his coat tightly around himself, shook his fist at the wind, and struggled on. The more the wind blew, the more the old man stubbornly held his coat tightly, until finally he arrived at the top of the hill. And as the man came up over the top of the hill, he was so tired out by all his efforts against the wind that he sat on a little bench and took a rest. Now it's my turn, said the sun quietly. And he smiled. And as he smiled, the trees and the fields grew brighter and sunnier, and the air became calm and warm again. It's getting warm, said the old man as the sun continued to shine down upon him. It's getting very warm indeed, said the old man, and he began to unbutton his fine green coat. And as the sun smiled down, the air grew hotter and hotter, until it was a fine hot summer's day all around, and the man could stand the heat no longer. He threw off his fine green coat so that it lay on the grass beside him. There, said the sun quietly to the wind, I win. The wind was so furious at losing the contest that he went off in a huff and blew the fine green coat a little way down the road. But the grumpy old man quickly caught up with it, put it over his arm, and walked all the way home. You see, said the sun as he gently lowered himself over the horizon and the evening sky glowed bright red. You can huff and puff as much as you like, but sometimes all it takes is a smile.